Oh, wait. Change the background. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, this is on Star State. We're just hold on. Wait. There we are. All right, well, we're just keeping this in. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell. Colin is wearing his Lions gear. He's ready. Big day
Yeah.
today.
Just know I'm
How you
coming for you,
feeling?
Cowboys fan, after we win today.
Well, you don't play the Cowboys, fortunately.
Next week, we would.
Yeah, regardless, 2 versus 3. Yeah. You making the trip? You should buy some tickets.
Let me tell you, I'm slowly convincing myself, but we still have to win game one. And I haven't seen a Lions playoff win ever in my life. And there hasn't ever been one in my life. So we'll probably lose today. I'll probably be heartbroken, and I probably won't wear this again. But we ride.
Matthew Stafford sticking it to y'all.
I don't
Even
think
when
the fans know. So when Matthew Stafford got traded, the Rams, I told Bruni the second he got traded that he would win a Super Bowl that year.
Yep.
I mean, the second, and
Yep.
we bet $200 on it, and winning that trade or winning that that bet might have been the proudest moment of my life to that point.
I probably had like literally 100-1 odds of winning that bet, and I lost that bet because the Rams going to win the Super Bowl with Matt
Yeah,
Stafford.
that summer is when we bet. The preseason
Unbelievable.
didn't even happen.
I wasn't even mad paying out $200. I was just like, all right, you got it, man. You got it. I just never thought I would see that day, but here we
But
are.
now I hate Stafford. Today's Stafford hate day.
Yeah. The Lions aren't letting jerseys of him into the stadium.
A bar wants not, but a bar isn't. But a bar does not want them to allow it, but they are. And it was funny too. A
They
dealership
shouldn't.
in Michigan. They shouldn't. A dealership in Michigan. It was like trading your Stafford jersey for like a Jameson Williams jersey because it's their same number, and then you have
Yeah.
Amon Ra, and he was trading all that. Turns out he was trading real Stafford jerseys for counterfeit other jerseys, and the Lions were like, "Hey, please let's just shut this down." He's like, "Okay, yeah, we got it. We're sorry." Just like
Wow.
completely admitted to it. It was insane.
You can't knock the hustle. But yeah, so we'll see. Busy day today on Sunday morning. We're recording this. But let's talk North Texas basketball. Because I think we need to set the scene a little bit first. Because the game itself is the game itself. North Texas beats Temple 69-51 at home. Really impressive performances across the board, and obviously defensively to hold any team to 31% shooting, 22% from three is just terrific. So we know what this North Texas team is, but I think when you set the scene, it becomes even more impressive because without Reuben Jones or without John Buggs, two starters, and I think Reuben is probably the more important piece here. No offense to John Buggs, but Reuben being sidelined, I was worried, especially against Tulane, that the defense was going to take a hit. I was like, when you put in Matthew Stone and Jason Edwards for Reuben Jones and John Buggs, the defense is just not going to be as good. There's no way. Well, Colin, I don't know how they've done it, but Tulane and Temple combined to score like 107 points on them in 80 minutes of basketball. And the defense is seemingly clicking on a level where it doesn't matter who's on the court.
Yeah.
And that is all Ross Hodge. That is all the past 6 years. Graham McCasland is a great coach, but he routinely was like, hey, Ross Hodge is my defensive coordinator. He's the guy. He's the one shutting everybody down. And lo and behold, it's true. Ross Hodge is
Yeah.
the engine. Ross Hodge is the brains of the operation. And while it would help if we had Reuben Jones and John Buggs, the way that this thing is rolling defensively right now, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you're completely correct. It's I texted you. We texted this during Tulane and yesterday. It's like any AAC team that hasn't seen this defense looks absolutely terrified. I mean, from the get-go, I mean, North Texas didn't even lead by a lot for most of that first half, but you just knew that Temple had no idea what it was facing. It just had, I mean, active hands everywhere. It's an insane thing. And not only that, on offense, this team has somehow miraculously stepped up and gotten really easy baskets. I mean, Robert Allen had like what felt like 18 and a half dump offs to him in 3 dunks or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And 18 and a half obviously exaggeration, sorry. Jason Edwards looked amazing, although he's only 6 of 15. He's out there for a reason. He makes tough baskets. And
Yep.
the big thing that I've noticed teams actually starting to doing now is they're actually starting to double him. Not off of a screen, just in general, just going up and just trying to trap him. And he's doing a really good job of finding the open guy. He found Rondell Walker yesterday for 3. And then CJ Noland, 5 of 10, 14 points. Like, that's what you want. You want your guys to step up, and they're doing it. And this team, and the guys on the broadcast said it yesterday, which I found was weird, is they're like, North Texas, I think they'll win this conference. And I don't know if I'm completely fully on that yet, but Memphis and FAU have looked a little iffy. And
Very, very iffy.
and Memphis more so. Memphis more so. I mean, you saw that
No, I
UTSA,
mean FAU lost to why am I blanking?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah. Thing with FAU though is they have like wins over Arizona and stuff, so I feel like they might just turn
Yeah,
it
but
on at some point.
yeah, they can turn it on at some point. But hey, this is if North Texas, and there's a lot of season left, and we'll get to like the big picture. But like,
Yeah.
if North Texas and Memphis continue to win, like FAU dropping random games, and Charlotte's a good team. I don't want to make it sound like Charlotte's bad, but
Yeah.
like dropping random games is gonna come back to cost you. I mean, they've lost to Florida Gulf Coast and Charlotte in the last 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
and then I mean, barely beat Tulane. You saw the Tulane
Yeah. The
ending. They should have lost that
they
game.
should have lost that game. So yeah, this team has hit another gear defensively, but also offensively. I feel like once you get Bugs back and you get Ruben back, like this team's gonna look, I mean, better than I think anybody would have thought on offense, especially. And not only that, it's Ross kept telling us. He told us in the preseason podcast, he was like, "If I feel like once you get to conference, we're good." And we were all we weren't panicking preseason, but we were just
No.
kind of like, this doesn't seem like years past where there's struggles. And lo and behold, it's the same old. They turned it on in conference.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for us in the non-conference, just to recap it, was not knowing how to close games
Mm-hmm.
and the Fordham loss, which
Yeah.
it coincide because they didn't close that game at all. But like the Fordham loss is the only bad loss there. The rest of them are, what was it, 4 losses? I mean, they have 5 losses by
It was like
no, their
11
4
points or
losses came by
something.
a combined like 13 points.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then the Mississippi State loss was by 18. Regardless, I agree with you. The offense has taken a huge step up in conference play. They are second in KenPom in offensive efficiency. Sorry, it's early. I'm
Yeah.
struggling. 44% offensive rebounding. So I think Jason Edwards was definitely the spark that they needed, and it sucks that it had to come because Bugs was out or Ruben was out, but the offense kind of has to play through him, and not in the sense of him being like a guy to create for everybody or create for himself. Even he took 15 shots, but it just feels like everybody else knows their role when he's on the court. CJ Nolan knows what he has to do when he's on the court. Aaron Scott and Robert Allen, I feel like have a lot of weight off their shoulders when
Mm-hmm.
Edwards has the ball in his hands. So I think you have to continue to start Edwards once Bugs comes back. I think this has to be Ruben with Edwards as the backcourt, and then Rondell Walker. And Rondell Walker and Bugs will come off the bench. And Matthew Stone is an interesting case study here, Colin, because they're winning games with Matthew
Yeah.
Stone playing significant minutes. But if I read you his numbers,
I mean,
I think
I see his numbers. I'm looking at him right now.
last 7 Division I games, Colin.
Oh,
We
I
have
don't have those
7.
stats. Let me
Here we
know.
go. The last 7 Division I games he's played in, he has played roughly close to 100 minutes. And he's played over 10 minutes in each game. He has 0 points on 0 of 5 shooting,
Mm-hmm.
0 free throws,
Mm-hmm.
3 assists,
Mm-hmm.
0 blocks. What is this? 3 steals over the last 7 games. And you know what? It almost doesn't even matter.
I know.
Like I
Isn't that
just don't
crazy?
I don't know where we are right now, how this is working.
What's his plus
But
minus? Do you have that?
I do not have his plus minus, but they literally have Tony Snell out there putting up zeros across
Not
the
even Tony
board.
Snell hit threes and free throws. So
Okay, but the whole meme where it was like the
yeah,
Tony Snell stat line where it
yeah,
was zeros for in 28 minutes. Like
yeah,
they have zero production offensively. And even I mean, I think Stone's a fine defender. I don't think he's a great defender. Like he's not Ruben, he's not Aaron Sky, he's not those players. So you have like a zero on offense, and you're still the second most efficient offense in the conference so far,
hmm
and seemingly hitting your stride without your starting point guard and a shooter that is a bona fide scorer in the conference. I don't know how they've done it, but it's very, very impressive. And Ross Hodge again deserves a ton of credit for having them ready for this.
yeah, yeah. And like you said, I think it all starts with Jason Edwards having the ball in his hands and demanding the attention he demands.
Yeah. All right. East Carolina, Charlotte, next two games on the road. These are two huge games to me because then if you win them both, you are 5-0 and you host SMU as your next game.
Yeah,
Like that's exactly where you want to be. Now Charlotte has proven to be very tough. Like we said, they beat FAU at home. They beat Tulsa at home. They just went and beat UTSA on the road, which apparently is now a good win because UTSA
yeah, I know,
play
right?
basketball now. But yeah, this is a very solid Charlotte team that we'll probably talk about no more next week. But they also played 345th in adjusted tempo, so very slow game as well. But do they have to win these next two games? Do you look at these and be like, you really need to
If
get to
Ruben and
5-0?
Bugs are still out, like
Yeah,
you
we
go
haven't heard
4.
anything on them. I should probably
Yeah,
follow up.
we go 4-1. I'm okay. Yeah, that's great. Like that's awesome. I'm not gonna be like if you drop Charlotte, if you drop one of the two. Obviously, if you lose both, that hurts a lot more. But if you lose one, you're gonna lose games in this conference. I mean,
Yeah,
evident by the fact that Memphis and FAU are struggling.
yeah.
They shouldn't be, but they are. Now, obviously, if you go up 5-0, you're putting some pressure on the teams that are dropping these games.
Well,
FAU
then it
especially.
turns to SMU is 2-1 in conference with a loss to Memphis at the. I mean, Quinterly hits a shot at the end to beat them. But I think SMU is going to be in that race as well. Like we're going to have, I think, a legit 4-team race for the
Yeah,
top, where all four teams will have like between 4 and or maybe between 3 and 5 losses.
yeah.
So like those are the games I think that matter a lot because like the SMU game on January 25th is going to be the one where we really see if they can win this conference. To be honest, which would shock me.
What I find interesting is how much better, to me at least, I think this conference has shown that they are in basketball. I didn't think that like I knew Charlotte was going to be okay. I didn't think UTSA was going to be that good. Um, Obviously we knew that the bottom end of the conference wasn't going to be amazing, but I feel like every team has given everyone a game for the most part, and
Yeah.
I mean that's really good. I mean North Texas and Ken Palm's 59 right now. SMU's 44,
45.
45.
FAU's 21, Memphis is 51.
Yep.
Where is it? Tulane 102. And then you have a bunch of teams in like that next rank
Yeah.
there. But I mean, it's the ninth. It's rated the ninth best conference in the country, so above where obviously Conference USA was last year. And it's pretty close to eighth. You have the top seven are pretty clearly like the top
Yeah.
seven.
Yeah.
But once you get after that, it's like between the AAC and the A10 and the Missouri Valley, like those conferences. So yeah, we'll see. Anything else on this?
I think that is it.
All right. We'll get. I'm gonna talk to some people, see if we can figure out what Ruben and Bug's timeline is. See if we can get a date on that. I'll tweet that out if we get it. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and we can flip it. So if you're on YouTube, go check out the video.